I use this scale to weight myself. I have a clothing. I will not undress now to get naked and properly weight myself. I have a phone, the microphone, then the clothing. I ate a lot of watermelon just before, so that one has an impact. I was 3 months ago 106 kilograms, 6 to 4 months ago, and now here is where I am. When I returned from, let me get off the scale. When I returned from this summer DusterHouse run, I was thinking to sit the phone on the tripod. Give me a moment. Here we have it. It's better now. When I returned from this summer DusterHouse run around the Alps, around Europe, I was somewhere at around 92 kilograms. What this means is that I dropped 14 kilograms. Wow. This is a lot. I've started 2 months before traveling and then plus 2 months while traveling. If you watch on the channel, you can see how bad I was getting. True that now I'm, whatever the balance was saying, 93 point something, but again, a lot of watermelon, the clothing and so forth. 14 kilograms, it is a big jump. The issue was, as you've seen now there, the number, I think it was 6.6. That one is a metric that they have for this balance here. And it dropped from 8.8, which is a lot and very satisfying. My aim is to go to 6 or below 6 if possible. The visceral fat, it is my target. I want to get rid of that. And of course, the muscle mass, I want to put that back on. And you've seen I'm quite balanced there, dropping at 20% fat, and I would like to be at 16, 17 if possible, and that one will be a very good metric for me. When I returned now, after this DusterHouse run, I was at 18 point something percent fat, which was satisfying. How did I get here? What this means? Well, it doesn't mean too much right now. I have to make it permanent. I have to do another DusterHouse run. I have to work harder at my training and the muscle mass and strength building and stamina and so forth. And then it has to become the new me. So I have to stay here for the next 6 months to be confident that I have the correct discipline and that I'm in the correct place. Now, what this video is about? This video is about telling you my journey of losing weight, how I did it, and why did I got there? Why did I gain so much weight? And why didn't I lost it even if I was doing all things right? Well, how do you get there? Well, you can be sick. You can literally be sick, and it is a big factor. You might be anatomically sick or sick by mind. And when that happens, you run out of control. No matter what you do, your body is in imbalance, hormonal imbalance or other type of imbalances or some sort of being sick. For my case, I will say my whole system, the animal inside me for the past 4 years was thrown off mark and I was no longer in balance. Hence, I kept gaining weight. 90, 92, 94, 96, 96, 96, 98, 100, 100, 101, 102, and then the maximum was slightly above 106 kilograms, which was very, 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 very bad. That one was the main reason. I kept taking care of myself. I was exercising, I was taking care of what I'm eating, but not being able to sleep, I was under a lot of stress, and then many other things happened, not necessarily worth speaking about right now here. The idea is my body was under attack from outside. It kept staying to the fight or flight state, and then the hormonal balance was disrupted and everything. I was fully disrupted on all levels. And it is how I degenerated from gaining a bit to gaining more and more and more, and then getting sicker and sicker. And this attracted so many phenomena, all this imbalance created by these outside factors. This is how I got there. Your case might be different. You might be overweight for different reasons, and you have to figure that out, because if it is a disease, then, well, running and doing whatever I will tell you now that I did will not help. It will participate at some sort of stability in how your situation degrades, but not more than that. So you have to be very careful and do your best to spot the origins of what happens to you. Now, for my case, I told you the outside factors were contributing to what was happening to me. Of course, I was also eating at wrong hours, not necessarily a lot, not necessarily bad food, but yeah, I was in a huge imbalance. And here we are at 106 kilograms. I've tried to lose the weight. I've done my best, but it wasn't possible. Now, the moment you start gaining weight, your knees will have to suffer, your back will have to suffer, everything has to suffer, because you are carrying more weight now. I was exercising less, going out less. Leaving aside that, these outside factors didn't allow me to move too much or do too many activities. In fact, for a year, I wasn't able to travel with a DusterHouse. But then, one day, I've said, enough is enough. Around March, April this year, April, May there, I've said, enough is enough. I have to do something, because otherwise it will never happen. I was in a negative, toxic bubble, because I kept saying, I will do something, and now we have December 2025, then we have January 2026, and I kept saying, I will start, I will focus, I will think about it, I will do it, I will do it. I wasn't. I was always saying, that's okay, I'm stable at 106, it is good, at least I'm not going higher, I'm not getting heavier. So yeah, I kept doing what I was doing. I kept procrastinating, I kept postponing everything that I was about to do that took me here. Now, what did I do? First of all, I decided to take action. It's very important to decide to take action. Self-control, to me, is not that hard, because I'm disciplined. I have a lot of background when it comes to dealing with these situations and acting like this. So that one was not necessarily hard. What was hard was, and what I badly anticipated, was the outside effect. I thought it would be 9 months, but actually it was 2 years. So yeah, I knew it will affect me. I knew it will affect me badly. But again, I thought after 9 months, since it got to the tipping point, to the critical point of no return, where I knew for sure that one will degrade me badly, destroy me, but okay, degrade me. I thought it's only 9 months. It was 2 years, 2 long years almost. I've started to be right of mind around January, February this year, around there. Appetite for life, appetite for change, for taking care of myself, for everything. My body started to show signs of getting right, getting better, getting healthy. Imagine that. From there was easy, because I've just decided to go extreme. It is the only way you can stop the downfall, going extreme discipline. And extreme discipline, to my case, meant, first of all, 1 day every 12 days, I will not eat to the best of my abilities. I will not eat, because you need that deficit. No matter what you are saying, you need the deficit. You need that, because if you don't do it, then you will not burn the fat that you gained. At least for my case, it appears I'm a healthy individual with no hidden diseases, because if you have diabetes or something else, you might have to think about that and do it your way, your pace, your situation. For my case, it was enough to just say, I will stop eating for a day, and I will start thinking less at food, more at my health. What that meant was I knew I have to transition from where I was into where I was now during this run, because when you activate the animal inside you, when you move around, when you do things, when you are engaged, busy, you have a target, you have a mission, you have an objective, something that keeps you away from the smartphone, from the PC, sitting on the chair, sleeping in your bed and so forth, that one activates the primitive brain, the primitive sensors of the body, the animal inside you. You act and function that way. And when I started this run, actually, I was going down, so visibly from 106, I don't remember, maybe 100, 102, or maybe 98, but I don't think I was at 9, maybe I was at 98, somewhere there. And because, again, the shock I gave to the body was I will not eat one day every 2 days. And that was enough to help me start from somewhere. What are they doing? Something. For how long? We don't know. Should I keep recording? Is the noise too loud? I don't know. I have to see the recording. Should I walk and speak more about it? Yes, I want to get out. I have a couple of things to do. I will be even louder, even worse. Better finish here. So let me do this. This should be slightly better. Yeah, it is about discipline. It is, you have to stop putting stuff in your mouth. That one is for sure. I know it is hard. It is so hard. I was trying to persuade myself in so many ways, and I don't have too many days, actually clean days, where I didn't eat a lot, but I have a couple of good days where, for example, I was climbing Via Ferrata and not feeling the need to eat. I was driving, not feeling the need to eat, because when you connect yourself, the animal inside you, when it gets connected to the nature, to the mission, to whatever you are as an individual, to your primitive state, then you no longer think at food. Our bodies can stay without food for a couple of days. It is very important what you put in your head, in your brain. That one is what makes us eat, because you have Starbucks, you have McDonald's, you have whatever supermarket around you, and then food delivery at home. You have all these triggers, all these stimulants, and you do it because it is so easy now to have food. I remember when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, food was scarce. To get food was very, very hard. Definitely we didn't have, and I didn't have what you have now. You go, give me one more moment. Okay, now it should be better sound-wise. Yeah, food was scarce, and what we no longer get now is to actually get hungry, to feel that being hungry feeling, sensation, not for a minute, for hours. If you get yourself to that state, it means you are where you are supposed to be. When you get hungry, you have to be hungry for a while. Otherwise, if you feel like, I will eat something, and then who knows what you eat, that one is bad. That one is very bad, because it is how you damage yourself practically. Everything is too easy. We have a fridge, we have a kitchen, we store everything in there. It is easy to always snack something or to always go and eat because we think we are hungry. No, real hungry comes after the first 2-3 attempts of your body to tell you that you are hungry. So a couple of hours later, at the point your body will decide, yes, I'm really hungry. So then you have to eat because you no longer have energy and you really badly want to eat, like you have that right appetite. Again, you have to learn yourself to identify the false appetite from the right appetite, because I'm hungry all the time. I will eat all the time, but then I eat and I realize, oh, I didn't want it to eat it, and I didn't like it, and now I feel bad after it. My body actually wasn't hungry. You have to get to that place where also when you eat, you feel how food goes inside your stomach, and it doesn't fill up. It is like dropping into a big, big hole, and it doesn't fill. So you are that empty. Then it is the right moment of actually being hungry and eating. Discipline. You have to be very aware about your situation, know exactly, or to the best of your abilities, how to fix it, because it varies from individual to individual. You have to know your situation, who you are, and also take a leap of faith on into the direction of disciplining yourself and doing something about it. The moment you decided to do something about it, well, you will need a shock. So the issue is not that you give to the body a shock and then it is for nothing, because either way you gain weight. You gain weight if you don't maintain the discipline. Now, making sure what you eat and how you eat is not enough. Because again, on one hand, you have to activate the animal inside you. On another hand, you have to be active. I've done this run, and if you follow the channel, you'll see that at the beginning, I was not really climbing. I was attempting to climb, but failing. It was too difficult for me. I was helping myself with a gear. Now, it was more failure than success if you properly watch the videos on the channel, the timeline of this summer run. But then the more time passed, I started to climb more, faster pace, higher, stronger, and so forth. And how to show it to you, like you can see it on my body, how my muscle mass gets, the fiber is stronger. I don't know how to show that, how to send that signal for you to understand. But through this repetition, through this exposure, immersing myself into the activities, into the experiences, meeting members to the channel, helping people on the mountain, adventuring into the unknown and interesting, difficult situations, getting myself into trouble or ending up into trouble, having good and bad nights, all this back and forth, which on one hand is not easy, it takes a toll on you. And since I returned for the first 6 nights, I kept sleeping more than 8 hours, and then the whole day I'm more sleeping than anything else, because my average on the road was between 4 and 5 hours in reality. So I could not sleep that much and well, not because of a DusterHouse, because of me not being adjusted to it. The stories from my head and some other situations where I was supposed to find a place to sleep, but I failed and I had to drive a whole night. The moment you disrupt yourself like this, then it becomes very difficult to put yourself in line, because you have to go next. Yeah, that one is a different story. So yes, here we are. You have to be careful. Of course, you have to lower the quantities. Your stomach has to go smaller and smaller. Otherwise, yes, I know you can go to the doctor, it will cut it out, and now you are losing weight. I think it can be done without going to a doctor. It is enough for you to be disciplined. Again, if you are not sick, because if you can be labeled as medically sick, then that one is completely different. And from there, you need a lot of discipline. You have to stop putting your mouth on food, or to put food in your mouth. I see many people with a weight problem, and they're the ones actually eating at the table, always the ones, and not to say eating at 11 o'clock in the evening or 2 o'clock in the evening, and bad food from these delivery services or from kebab shops and so forth. You don't know what they put in. You have to be very careful about the food you put inside your body. Yeah. And look, once you start doing it, it becomes a habit. It becomes natural to eat less, to eat better, to eat smarter, to not eat, to not be curious about food. And I'm telling you another thing. I was laughing with Mr. V about it. And by the way, I followed his recipe. He is the one that is way more disciplined than me, and he worked way more harder for his transformation. And we are laughing because now, if we're not eating every 2 days, we are saving a lot of food and a lot of money. I have around here food that I bought and never got to eat because ingredients. Because now I'm no longer eating that much in reality. But it is a slippery slope. Again, it's not enough to lose the weight. You have to also keep the weight. And that one requires even more discipline, consistency, and you have to do stuff. Now, everyone with their situation, their discipline, I know the impact of a job, family, kids, not having the time. You have to make the time. You have to make the time to be disciplined. Now, the hard part of it is, to me, I'm single. And being single somehow became easy to give up on going to restaurants while traveling. Before I was exploring food, right, where I was going. Now I'm no longer going to restaurants because I need to make sure I know what I'm putting inside my body. I sometimes go and stop. Sometimes I also eat McDonald's if I stay there and edit for 5 days in a row because it is very good for me. At least once I will buy something because otherwise they will kick me out. How to say it? They will kick me, literally kick me out. So yes, but otherwise I've changed the way I behave. Less restaurants. Definitely I'm not ordering food. I don't know what they put inside it. I'm trying not to eat late hours. Sometimes I'm doing it, sometimes I'm failing. But that one is part of a discipline. After a certain hour, you should keep your body hungry. Otherwise, if your body is always full, how do you lose the weight? How does your body adjust to a new reality, to a new quantity of energy, quantity of food, new behavior? It doesn't. So you have to go through that sacrifice, through that realignment. Again, it might be medical in your case. You might have to behave differently. You'll have to learn how to do that. The lesson here is you have to do something drastic. Now, doing something drastic is not enough. That one might help you to reach a tipping point of transformation. From there, you can actually transform. From there, you can take a different path. You can start a journey of losing weight properly and the healthy way. But from that moment, now you have to lose the weight, and then you have to stay disciplined and in this new way of living. And this means sleeping, less stress, less outside stimulus, less food, and so forth. And when you do this, you have to keep doing it for months and months and months, I would say years. Only after 2, 3, 4 years of being so disciplined, having the control over your body and a balanced lifestyle, because that one is required. Otherwise, it is very hard. If you don't exercise somehow, I have a water rower, I'm not using that because I'm too lazy. I should use it every day, actually, to keep myself in shape and then to give myself a chance of being better disciplined and more consistent into this. Now I have this opportunity with traveling. I'm looking now forward to a next run. In my head is I need the next run, this autumn run, to start building strong fibers in my muscle. Otherwise, I'm not there right now. Yeah, I lost some weight. I'm in a very good place compared, but not in the right place. I think I can lose more to stabilize myself around 88 or 90, 88 ideally. And then I need to put more strength because I'm still failing on Via Ferrata. I'm not yet where I was 4, 5, 6 years ago. And another run will help me because I know I'm weak enough, lazy enough, and easy to distract by the recording, the YouTube, everything that I'm doing. It's a lot of work. I already have new footage. All that has to be edited, but editing means staying on the chair for days in a row, and that one is very bad. What this means is actually when I'm here, I need better balance when it comes to how I live my life. And you should do the same. Now, I'm telling you what I think about myself. Just listen to it and you'll decide for yourself what might work for you or not. Or maybe you extract something, some behavioral patterns or nudges that will help you build for yourself a strategy and a direction when it comes to this, to losing weight. To summarize what happened to me, external factors, I degraded also with age, but external factors for the past 4 years were the most influential. Because of that, external factors, which is some of them that I can talk about, is working 24/7 for years in a row. then a lot of stress, bad food, bad sleep. Working 24/7 automatically means bad sleep, right? And then many other factors. And from there, it is enough to get to a point where your body is no longer in control of itself and everything is unbalanced. The moment that happens, you'll get a cold, you'll get sick, an infection, sprains, everything. Everything will happen. You'll attract all the bad things because your body is no longer able to regulate itself, to take care of itself. And of course, you stay more on the chair, and then you eat more, you get depressed, and all these things, it builds up, which happened to me. I got to a point where I kept saying I will do something about it, but actually I was getting worse and worse, getting fatter and fatter, and not doing anything about it. I was trying, but no, I was bullshitting myself. I was doing some water or once in a while and thinking, okay, this will fix it, or just giving up. I was weak. I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't set on a direction. So, yeah, up to a point. To that point, I said, enough, it is enough. Now I have to get back to it. And that one meant to be drastic with myself. I controlled drastically my eating habits and schedule, and I started to push myself to sleep more. This coincidentally happened at the same time with my body, my mind healing from these past 4 years. That one was out of my control. So my body or my mind, my brain, my emotional state, that one, it appears, got to a point of being able to become healthy, or me getting back in touch with who I am. It's hard to explain that. It's very hard to explain that. Probably it's a clinical condition that I was going through. Think about depression, for example, postpartum, when a woman gives birth and then loses sense of self and things like that. And you cannot explain that. Why are you not in control of yourself? Why don't you get better? It's hard because consciously you might know that happens. You might want to do something about it, but your whole chemistry is spiking off a rooftop, and there is nothing you can do about it. It appears my chemistry at the start of this year started to get in some sort of balance that allowed my head, my brain, my who I am to actually see life in a more positive light, and then see the future, starting to thinking about the future more and more, again becoming creative, thinking about building a legacy, making money, getting rich, whatever, success, fame, all these things. Like, the desire came back. I will not mention here, that border age. I don't believe I was ever there, but it sounds like that you lose sense of reality of who you are, and then meaning and so forth. So that one, if that one happens to you, I think you need help. It's very hard. I was lucky to fix it all by myself. It might come through my background, through my past and my habits, or what I had to go through when I was younger, and that one maybe helped me. And I was aware of what happens to me for these 4 years, and I knew it takes time. Again, initially I thought it is only 9 months, but when I've seen, I thought, this is very bad. Very bad, first of all, because you cannot control it. It's very hard to control. And then my savings were running out, and I could acknowledge that, but I could not do anything about it. The moment I got straight of head, let's say it like that, it was easy to decide to do something about it. And the moment I decided to do something about it, the change is immediate for me. I could see the difference on the scale. But now when I'm looking at the channel and the videos, you can see a change, definitely. But it is more work to do. I still have to lose at least 4-5 kilograms, I will say, to stay there in the stability zone where I was 4, 5, 6 years ago. It takes discipline. it takes a lot of work in the beginning, because otherwise you'll never go from where you are lower. It's impossible. Very, very, very hard. Cutting food altogether doesn't work. So yeah, you have to understand that one. It appears it is also about the lifestyle, because if you have a right lifestyle, you can go through it easier. Not that you get distracted, you get curiosity for other things. You don't think at food, you don't feel the need to eat, you don't eat because your focus is somewhere else. Something else makes you curious, entertains you, or you have a mission. Me, when I have a mission, I never think about food, never. So give me a mission and you save a lot of food and money for food. Yeah, at least this is my case. Now, what is your case? You'll have to decipher that. From there, I'm now here where I realize that I'm nowhere. It is just the beginning. And only for 6 more months, by being disciplined and keep doing this, I can regulate myself properly. And this means not only making sure that I keep losing weight, but that I put muscle mass, and then I get stronger and stronger and better and smarter. And then I regulate also my life and everything around me. I work better and more on the channel and doing what I'm doing, and then think about a way to restart my career and maybe do something there as well, and so forth, building the life vision, rebuilding the life vision, and then everything around that. It is a lot of work to do, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of changes, and sometimes some things might be gone forever. That eating at 2 o'clock in the morning might no longer be allowed, and you should no longer do it. Ice cream, for example. I ate gelato in Italy, but before I was eating ice cream at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, as a way of coping with what I was going through. It is a lot of moving parts. I will not speak about what sports to do, how to do it. That one you have to figure out by yourself. Me, I started by walking while not eating, because I needed to, again, give a boost to the body, to burn more, to get busy more. And then, of course, you know that I got into trouble with the knees. Then I started the run. And the run, I knew it will help me, because moving like this, going and being distracted by what I like doing, and the incredible feeling of the experiences, how fascinating each one of them was, I knew that one will help, which it did. 92 kilograms. I was in France, meeting with a friend, and I scaled myself first time there, and then when I came back, I was at 92. Wow, from 106 kilograms at 92 consistently. Wow. Again, now you've seen me, I'm 93 and something. But again, a lot of watermelon. I eat watermelon constantly the whole day. It is good. It's the last run in Italy. I wasn't able to find Italy, France, anywhere to find good watermelon. I was able to find here in Romania. Very good watermelon, very good. And yeah, each one of them has 14, 15 kilograms, big watermelons. Yeah, I'm eating that. So yes, this is so far my journey. It's not a final journey. We'll see where it goes. We'll see if I really get to regulate myself and to do something good about it. So yeah, this is not a recipe for losing weight for sure, and it's not a guarantee. It is just a story, and that's that.